Welcome back to another edition of that hashtag countdown. This week, the top 10 Star Wars characters that deserve their own standalone. Starting off this list at number 10, we have Bail Organa. Now, I know what you're thinking, this is kind of a boring character to do a backstory, but we could use a political thriller in the Star Wars universe. Maybe something like the Alderaanian Candidate. One of my favorite Clone War characters is Ahsoka Tano. Now, there was a lot of stuff that happened in between Clone Wars and Rebels that we don't know about. Who knows what she did to pay the rent during that time? It could be called The Diary of Ahsoka Tano, or I Was Young and Needed the Money. Next up on the list is a name that kept coming up over and over online. That's Mace Windu. Yep, Mace Windu and his purple lightsaber. How's this for a title? 12 Years a Jedi? Or Snakes on a Star Destroyer? At number 7, we have a prequels character, so shut your fucking pie holes, people. General Grievous deserves his own story. It's kind of a horror story if you think about it, going from like a living organism to an almost machine kind of Frankenstein story. I think it'd be a good one. Next up on the list, we have an event, not a character. It's from the prequels, but it's one of my favorite part of the prequels. So settle the fuck down for just a second and picture this. Pod racing. Tatooine drift. Next up is one of my favorite characters in the entire Star Wars universe. He's the wisest of the wise, talking about Yoda. Yoda has needed a backstory for a long, long time. I think if anyone gets a standalone film, this should be high up on the list. What happened in those first 700 years? How did he become a Jedi? The next character on the list is number 1 on a lot of these lists that I've seen so far. I'm talking about Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul's backstory is gonna be really fucking terrifying. I'm thinking maybe a horror movie or a martial arts movie like Enter the Sith. On to our top 3. Next up is one of my favorite villains from the Clone Wars. I'm talking about the bounty hunter CAD Bane. We don't know too much about his past. We do know that he fought as a soldier in the Clone Wars before becoming a bounty hunter. Where did he get his fighting skills? How does he hold his own against the Jedi? This dude is a badass. I'd love to see more of him. Next up on the list is one of my favorite characters portrayed by an amazing actor, Grand Moff Tarkin, portrayed by Peter Cushing. Amazing scenes in A New Hope. There is also a lot of backstory now. We have a new Tarkin book, completely canon, goes all the way back to his childhood. I just got it, can't wait to dig in. Think it'd be a great backstory and standalone movie. Winner is, drumroll please, Lando Calrissian. Now, usually you just look at a picture like that and say, dude's wearing a cape, I need to know more about him. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit more anyways. He's a scoundrel, he's a gambler, he's a ladies' man, and he eventually becomes a successful politician. Where the hell did this guy come from? How did he know Chewie and Han? How did that card game go down when he lost the Millennium Falcon? How did he get the Millennium Falcon? What kind of caper is he going to be up to in Rogue One? We're hearing that he may be making an appearance. Definitely seen more of him in Rebels. But Lando Calrissian, Lando's 11. This is the movie I want to see. And that's it for our countdown this week. The top 10 Star Wars characters that deserve their own standalone movies. I'm Ro from iKWIZ.com. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with everything trending in geek pop culture, and I'll see you next time.